Please stop the needless compromising during your negotiations. I've been part of many negotiations, ones that did go as planned and ones that definitely didn't go as planned. Through these experiences, I've learned that not everything that you get told in books and literature actually works in real-world negotiations. Today, I'll share with you what I don't like about compromising, something that is promoted in many different negotiation methods, trainings, articles, etc. Welcome to the Tireless Negotiator. My name is Friese. I negotiate for a living, and I've assisted companies and individuals globally to reach their goals through negotiation. And today's sponsor is, drumroll please, Sound Negotiator. We are here to make you a better negotiator. Let's get right into it. Compromising sounds very reasonable and fair, because you want both parties to be happy when you negotiate, don't you? And the part of dividing the upsides with each other, what could possibly be wrong with that? Well, in short, a lot. People compromise to make deals. And as discussed before, a common misunderstanding is that negotiation is about making deals. It's about getting outcomes. And sometimes no deal is better than a bad deal. Let me give you an example. Buying something for a low price might sound like you're not being fair, like you're not compromising enough. But how do you know what that deal means for the other party? Perhaps other customers bring in the profits for them. I hope you get the point. It's difficult to know exactly what the deal will mean for the other party. We simply can't always know. Years ago, I was negotiating with a company in Western Africa, and their price was a lot lower than the supplier that we had before. And I was wondering why. We were a launching customer for them. With our business, they could start a whole new branch, and this was very important for them to grow their business and become more influential in their country. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. Secondly, and more importantly, I've seen many shrewd negotiators take advantage of people's willingness to compromise. A lot of times, compromise leads to splitting the difference. And maybe splitting the difference sounds fair to you. Let me, however, give you an example. And yes, this is a simplified example with only one variable, but the principle applies to many negotiations. This beanie, yes, thanks, represents, isn't it beautiful, represents a value of 100 euros. Let's say I'm the one selling the beanie. I will ask for 110 and the person buying will offer 90. We'll negotiate, we'll go back and forth a bit. And where do we end up? Exactly, right at the 100 euros. We'll get to the price that's exactly in line with the market price and exactly in the middle between the two opening offers. That seems like a fair deal, right? And yes, sure, in this example it is. But what if I now know that you're willing to compromise and that you're willing to split the difference? What will I do next time? Let's say that I'm the buyer and I'm interested in buying this beautiful beanie. You'll ask for 110. What will I do? Will I offer 90 again? No, I will simply offer 70 because I know that you're willing to compromise and split the difference. So where do you end up in this negotiation? Will you end up at 90? Well, most likely not, because you know that the market value is 100. So you won't go that far below the 100. But it is very likely, and that's been proven in many negotiations, that you will sell the beanie for 95 euros. Now you might say, who cares, €5 difference, it's not that important. But in business it is, because that 5% difference is pure profit or pure loss, depending on which side of the table you are. And trust me, this is happening all the time. Sharks don't shy away from playing this game. They will take advantage of you. And if they can't get away with just anchoring lower or higher, they have a few more tricks. Let me tell you what they'll do. They will drop a comment like, that's not fair. Or, how am I supposed to make money with these prices? Don't you want it to be a win-win deal? All they're trying to do is to get you to needlessly compromise, so they can increase the profits for them. They're not trying to get to a win-win, you are. Please don't fall for it. Afraid that you're not equipped to deal with the manipulative tactics used by the party you're negotiating with? Don't worry. Simply go to soundnegotiator.com and get in touch. We're here to help. We don't believe nor use manipulative tactics, but we do know how to deal with them. Thirdly, compromising can lead to outcomes that nobody likes. You want a dog, your partner wants a cat. How do you compromise? What animal do you get? You want to go for a beach holiday in Greece. Your spouse wants to go for a beach holiday in South Africa. Where do you go? Where do you compromise? Where do you end up? The Sahara Desert? I mean, it's also sandy, just like the beach, but I'm not sure if there's any winners in that scenario. In an earlier video, I've already explained that no deal is often better than a bad deal. Don't compromise to get to a deal. Accept the fact that sometimes the deal simply can't be made, and all your compromises will just create a deal that nobody likes. And yes, you can still close a bad deal, but what happens? You might be happy, I've made a deal, but then the execution phase of it comes, and you run into all sorts of problems. Don't feel the need for constant compromise to close every single deal. It is not beneficial for the other party, nor will it be for you. Lastly, compromise is also an example of negotiating with yourself. And a sound negotiator doesn't do that. We don't negotiate with ourselves. When you're preparing for a negotiation, you think about what you want. There's nothing wrong with also thinking about what the other party wants. But don't let what you think that the other party wants influence your wants. If you make adjustments based on the wants of the other party, you only make those adjustments during a negotiation. You don't just do it because you want to split the difference, or because you want to compromise, or because you want to be fair. You do it because it's better for both parties. So, in short, realize that you don't know enough to make all the compromises. Watch out for seasoned negotiators who will take advantage of your love for fairness. Don't craft outcomes that are not beneficial for any party involved in the negotiation. And lastly, don't negotiate with yourself. Don't compromise before the negotiation starts. How do I avoid making these mistakes in my next negotiation? It might sound difficult, but don't worry, we got you covered. We have something great for you. Simply download the AI-powered negotiation assistant from the app stores or go to soundnegotiator.com to prepare your next negotiation with your own negotiation assistant. Links in the description. Please let me know in the comments what you think about compromising. Do you often compromise or do you never compromise? Just share your thoughts. And while we're at it, use the comments to share your negotiation related questions and I will try to answer them in a future video. Good luck with your next negotiation. Want to see more? Go watch some of my other videos. See you there.